I'm Allie Graves. I'm Miss Texas Outstanding Teen, and I'm an overcomer of child abuse. I was born in Galveston, and right off the bat, my biological parents abandoned me. We still don't really know the reason for that, but from there, actually my biological father came back to the hospital that I was born, and he had some relatives in Texarkana, and so his plan was to go to Texarkana and drop me off with some relatives. He was a drug addict, and my relatives actually did not want me because they were also addicts and in terrible condition for raising a child. And so he went around the neighborhood and eventually came across First Baptist Wake Village, and he saw the preschool sign. And this was like big green light, like go over there. And there is a Mother's Day out happening, and April Graves was the director, and he dropped me off there and he didn't come back. It's just that simple. And so for the first 17 months of my life, I actually was being fostered by the Graves family. Luckily, they were safe people. They just took care of me, gave me everything that I needed, support, love. And by that almost 18th month, they got a call. And there have been some grievances or some complaints from my biological father's family. And so we took it to court, and next thing that I know, it was my blood relatives versus my loving family, and it was the blood family. And so I spent the next 4 years of my life, from that 18 months now to about 4.5 years old, and I was abused every single day. I was very unaware of the magnitude of what was going on. I had my own room. There was no electricity, so I remember it was just a mattress and a little heater that sometimes worked. And I would go to bed every night, and I would cross my legs. That was my way of protecting myself, and I guarded myself that way. And still to this day, that's just how I sleep, and I'm not afraid at all. And so that was definitely a sign of I was not comfortable in my own home, and I didn't know why I did that. That's just what I did. I crossed my legs, I guarded myself, protected myself every single night. So at 4.5, there is a family member who would come in and out, stay sometimes, and he walked in on the actual abuse happening and freaked out. Thankfully, he had his head on straight and immediately called 911, and I was taken out of that house. June 28th, 2003, I was taken out of that house. And then from there, I was taken to the Children's Advocacy Center in Texarkana, and everything just started off from there.
The only way that a child can come to the Children's Advocacy Center for a forensic interview is if Child Protective Investigators or law enforcement brings that child to us. But how does a child tell about their outcry? That can either be that they've trusted someone and told them, or it might be that they're in a school classroom where we have community educators who go and tell children about safe touches, unsafe touches, confusing touches, and give them the tools so that they know that they can trust someone. So not only are we working on the intervention side, but we're also working on the prevention side of child abuse.
So there's so many ways that adults can play a part in making sure that children are safe. Personally, the first thing that I think of is just being aware. You don't know how to differentiate between, is this just their income? Is it whatever? I think knowing the warning signs is a huge part. It's not just going to be bruises on the outside or a broken arm. Think about or see what's actually happening to them, not what's wrong with them. Think what's going on in their life.
Not only do we do community education with children, but we also do it with adults, those who work with children, because it's very important that when a child makes an outcry to an adult, that they believe them and that they make that report of abuse. Because there's nothing worse than a child gathering the courage to tell their story and not being believed.
The CAC is a devoted place to listen and help children. And so they're not having to be separated to go to a hospital for an exam to know what happened, or to go to all these different people that they don't really know, and they're having to share all of this personal information with. They just do it one time.
So funding is extremely important for the Children's Advocacy Center because all of our programs that we offer, all the services we offer are free of charge for our clients, whether that's therapy, family advocacy, any sort of resources they need like gas money, or help finding housing or a job, coming in for forensic interviews. All of it is free of charge for them, and so we want to continue to offer that services to those families free of charge so we can be a place they can come and feel like we are on their side. We're going to help them and we're going to support them in the best that we can. And so we need that funding to continue to do what we do. And as our numbers of interviews that we have done have continued to grow exponentially, as the community becomes more aware, more people are educated, more children are stepping up and coming forward, we want to continue to grow and be able to provide for that ever-growing number of kids and continue to be one of the leading organizations in Smith County that's stepping up and standing with these families and these kids who have gone through trauma, and to make sure that we can continue to be there for them.
It is, monetary donations. It is time. That's one thing that I'm really looking forward to whenever I get old enough is, volunteering, hopefully working at an advocacy center, just because of the things that they've done for me. And, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't just for that first forensic interview. They're really just kind of checking off all the boxes, making sure that every single child that is coming through here has hope at the end of the day, and it's not just, another number, really.
We invite you to join us in providing hope and healing to the children right where we live. Smith County is a great place to live because of the people who make it so. Thank you for helping us provide hope and healing for children who deserve a bright future.